What's going on with Firesprite and Star Citizen? Cloud Imperium work with the studio Firesprite on non-persistent universe elements for Star Citizen. So this is things like Theatres of War, which is a Battlefield-like, objective-based arcade sort of game mode, and Arena Commander and Star Marine, which is the ship combat arcade mode and FPS arcade mode, respectively. Firesprite have a small team of devs focused on working on these elements, along with a team from Cloud Imperium. However, there hasn't been much of an update from Theatres of War in a while. Originally, Cloud Imperium had hoped to have something in players' hands by 2020, but now it's 2021, and the last we heard was that Theatres of War needed netcode work and heavy optimization. Rich Tyree, Squadron 42 FPS gameplay director for Cloud Imperium, said in a recent interview that Firesprite used to be part of the teams working on the core gameplay pillar, potentially implying that they weren't anymore. This has led to a ridiculous amount of rampant speculation, and a lot of people are questioning if Firesprite were still working on Theatres of War or if it had been canned. I heard rumours and people posting on Reddit and Spectrum ranging from Firesprite had parted ways from Cloud Imperium due to problems with working for them, that they had canned Theatres of War entirely, that it was cancelled, that Sony were going to make it a PlayStation exclusive, and this was only compounded by the fact that Sony have appeared to have bought Firesprite, that studio. So with Firesprite tweeting on the 8th of September 2021, we are absolutely thrilled to announce that Firesprite will be officially joining the PlayStation Studios family. Previous to that, though, Firesprite had put out a tweet on the 10th of August. We're looking for an environment artist to join our team in the development of Theatres of War, an exciting combined arms multiplayer experience set in the Star Citizen universe. And they've also been actively retweeting appropriate Star Citizen tweets as well. However, since that Sony news, there's been a load of people asking, are they still working with Cloud Imperium? Are they still working on Star Citizen? Are they still working on Theatres of War? And the replies have all been, "Hi there, we're not discussing any details on our upcoming and future projects at this time, but we will keep you updated on any future announcements." However, that does appear to have been a stock response to any questions about any projects they're working on, because obviously now that Sony have bought them, lots of people are asking them lots of questions about what exactly they're working on. Why are you working on this? What have Sony bought for this? And there's going to be a huge amount of NDAs going around, and I think the stock responsive, don't discuss any projects at this time of transition, or whatever, is probably a good one. I reached out to Cloud Imperium Xylo on Twitter though, and saying, "Hey Tyler, are Cloud Imperium still working with Firesprite on Theatres of War, or have they finished their work?" His response, business as usual. As always, you can follow along with development progress on our public roadmap if you use the progress tracker, sort by teams, fill in Firesprite, and you should have a good idea of work being done. And I've since had a couple of messages lightly confirming from other sources that yes, Firesprite are working on Theatres of War still, and Arena Commander, Star Marine, all that sort of stuff. On the progress tracker on the roadmap as well, we can see that Firesprite are working on Theatres of War until June 2022. So that's literally under the Firesprite team tab. Though it does appear the bulk of the work will be completed by the end of 2021, and then a lot of the work thereafter is just general support to Theatres of War. Speculation is still oddly rampant in the community. However, I think that is partly because of historically Cloud Imperium canning certain elements of their game, like Satterball, having an odd relationship with Ilphonic when they were doing FPS work for them. Where's the face cam for FOIP? Where's the Star Citizen HOTAS? These are things that we expected to have, or that we were excited about, at least in some situations, and they haven't seemed to have materialised. Cloud Imperium are terrible with dates, and well, people are worried that Theatres of War is going down a same sort of route, where it's a game mode that was highlighted, it was much touted and promised, and then goes into obscurity and then is eventually forgotten. I do think that Theatres of War will be a thing, but I also think that it requires more love to make it anything other than a bad, futuristic Battlefield clone. Once it's got better netcode and a smooth feeling for its animations, and it's got a bit of balance and some tweaks there, they can release that, even if it's just sort of like in an early beta state or whatever. Then it's got Star Citizen's planetary scale and detail That's what's going to make it shine. That's what's going to make it go, actually, this has got some fantastic elements that a Battlefield game just couldn't do. I found it strange that some people on my Twitter were saying that this was a non-answer from Xylo, where he literally said, yeah, business as usual. Looks like a straightforward answer to me. Yes, they're still working on it. Check the roadmap for exactly what at any given time. Even Xylo commented, not dramatic enough for you, to some of the comments that I saw there with people going, well, this isn't a real answer, and things like that, which I just found it was a bit odd. I do think that some people, it's literally not dramatic enough for. I suppose that they were expecting Cloud Imperium to say, we can't comment on this, and are expecting Theatres of War to move off into obscurity and people to not question that. But I'm expecting Theatres of War. I'm hoping we see Theatres of War soon. I'm hoping they do some more Evocati tests soon, and then I'll get a bit of a feel for what's going on with it. And I was expecting Theatres of War to be in more public hands by now, but as I said, there are issues that they do need to solve. But Star Citizen and Theatres of War work is still on the Firesprite website, and it does appear that they are working on it. However, a concern might be that Firesprite might only be contracted for a short period of time, or are only going to be able to complete a small portion of work on Theatres of War before no longer being able to work on it because they're owned by Sony and have different contractual agreements. Another, I suppose, worry would be that they might have to rush work on Theatres of War just to get it done and out. Look, I'm doing it now. I'm doing the rampant speculation. But what do you think? Will Firesprite be working with Cloud Imperium for the long term? Or at least until they've completed Theatres of War with them? Is it not essential that they complete Theatres of War with them? Is it just more essential that they get their work done on it and get it into a state where it can be put fully into Cloud Imperium's hands? Is work scheduled into June 2022 indicative of a planned release around then? Do you have any Star Citizen rampant speculation that you'd like to share? Whatever your thoughts, I'd love to hear from you in the comments below. Some people say I shill for NordVPN, but listen to some of these comments that I just made up. I've never felt the love of a woman before, but then I got NordVPN, and that didn't matter. Doctor said I'd never walk again, but then I got NordVPN. Now I've been running marathons. Also, I got robot legs around the same time. They might have helped somewhat too. I was a tone-deaf pirate, but after getting NordVPN, I'm able to play the saxophone. Go on, Zin, try and animate all of this. Click the links below to get NordVPN. It might lead you to a more fulfilling life, but more likely, it will just help protect you from the terrors of the internet. Every month we have a ship giveaway. For September, it's for another Mercury Star Runner. I love that ship. It's a great way to try a huge portion of Star Citizen's gameplay. If you want a chance of winning that, just comment on any of my videos made during the month. If you'd like to further support the channel, be sure to check out that join button underneath my videos. There's also links to my Patreon, which also helps loads as well, direct donations, and just commenting, subscribing, liking, all that sort of jazz goes a huge way to helping the channel. Thank you so much for watching, guys. You take care, and I hope to see you in the verse.